welcome to this 15-minute yoga practice for neck pain. We're going to be doing most of the class, or a lot of the class, in a seated position. So if you're not comfortable sitting on the floor, grab yourself a stool or a chair and you can do the exercises from there. So once you find a comfortable seat, we're going to bring both hands to our breastbone or our sternum. Oftentimes when we have neck pain, we hold a lot of tension from the chest up. And what that can look like sometimes is that our chest is flared forward, our ribs flare forward, and we're all tense through the back of the spine. And often that's hard to feel sometimes. So we're going to place our hands on our breastbone to give us a little bit of feedback. And just think about your breastbone softening down into your chest or softening back into your chest. And notice if your ribs were flared forward at the front, if you can just get them to soften down. A breath out usually helps. So keeping one hand on your breastbone that is now softened down, move the other hand to just above your belly. And when you're here, you're going to think about a lot of length through the back of your neck, the back of your head first before we start our breathing. So imagine there's a string from the back of your head, the crown of your head, drawing you up towards the ceiling. So you're creating space in the back of the neck and the chest is relaxed. From here, you can close your eyes if you wish. You're going to breathe in through your nose, down deep into your belly, and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose, down deep into the belly, and feel that hand get pushed out. And then sigh out through the mouth. Continue with your breathing in through the nose, down deep into the belly. And you can breathe out through the nose or the mouth, whichever is more comfortable for you now. I'm going to go for 3 more breaths here. Breathing in through the nose, down to the belly. Breathing out through the nose or mouth. Last 2 breath cycles at your own pace. And then rest your hands on your lap or your knees. And as you inhale, you're going to slide your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you breathe out, drop your shoulders down and away from your ears. So we're going to shorten and lengthen the muscles that often get really tight around our neck. So we'll shorten them up first and then let them lengthen and release. And we're going to go for 3 more, inhaling as you lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Hold the tension for a second and exhale as you let the tension go and let the shoulders drop down. And 2 more, inhaling to let the shoulders up towards your ears. Feel the tension and then exhale and notice the tension melt away. And last one, lifting them up or start to melt away. It's obviously not that easy sometimes, and let the tension ease in the neck muscles. You're going to bring your hands to your shoulders. And this time you're going to think about your elbows that you're moving. So you're going to bring your elbows forward, lift your elbows up towards the ceiling as high as you can go. You can allow your chest to lift slightly here. And then pull the elbows back to the wall behind you and then drop them down towards the floor. Bring them forward again. So you're drawing really big circles with your elbows. Lift them up as high as you can and then start them to move back. Going for 2 more circles in this direction, bringing them forward, elbows out to the side, down, and then bring them forward again. And then we're going to change direction. So we're going to go for 6 in the opposite direction. So pull the elbows back behind you, lift them out to the side, bring them forward, and drop them down. And 5 more circles in this direction. And you might feel a little bit of clicking and crunching around the shoulder blade, or through the mid-back. And again, just making the circles as big as you're comfortable. So if it's sore, just make the circle that you draw with your elbows smaller. And last 2. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake out. Bring both hands back to your breastbone now. We're going to relax that breastbone into our chest again. Think about loads of length through the back of the neck. So imagine the crown of the head being drawn up towards the ceiling. And then lift the elbows. Reach the arms out real long. And then you're going to turn your right arm so the right thumb faces up, and turn your left arm so the left thumb faces down. And then you're going to follow the thumbs. So bring your right arm up and bring your left arm down behind you. If you're sitting in a chair, just move so that you have space behind you, or move to a stool. Pull the arms back a little bit and then bend at the elbows and allow your head to rest back into that top arm. So the weight of your head is fully supported and your neck muscles can relax. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, down deep into the belly, and then breathe out through the nose. 2 more breaths here. And last one. You'll straighten the elbows, pull the arms back a little bit more, and bring the arms back to your lap. You're going to leave your right hand on your right leg. Reach your left arm out to the side and rotate it so the thumb faces down. And then bring that left arm behind your back and take a hold of your right arm if you can, or just grab your t-shirt if you can't. When we're here, we're going to think about that length through the back of the neck, and then we're going to tip our left ear over to our left shoulder. You can think about your right shoulder being drawn down towards the floor. And we should start to feel a stretch through the right side of the neck, more towards the front of the neck. Then you're going to do a little nod with your nose. So nod your nose down and nod your nose up. And that should move the stretch to different areas on that right side of the neck. Go for 3 more nods, up and down. And then slowly roll your head back to center, release the arm, and bring it back to your lap. Going to do the other side now. So bring your hands to your breastbone, allow the chest to relax and soften. It's not held tense. Lift the elbows and think about loads of length through the back of your spine. So picture that head being drawn up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the arms out. This time rotate the arms so the left thumb faces up, right thumb down, and then follow the arms. Pull the arms back behind you a little bit more and then bend at the elbows. And this time rest your head nice and heavy into that left arm, that top arm. And you're here for 3 breaths, in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. Breathing in through your nose, down deep into your belly, and out through the nose or mouth. Relaxing your head back into that top arm. Then straighten out the elbows, pull the arms back a little bit more, and bring your hands onto your lap. And we're going to stretch the other side of the neck. So reach your right arm out to the side, turn your right thumb down, bring it around your back, and take a hold of that left arm if you can, or the shirt if you can't. And then get that length through the spine again, so you tuck your chin slightly. Think about the back of the head being drawn up towards the ceiling, and then tilt your head to the right. Feel that stretch in the left side of your neck, and then start that little nod with your nose. Goes up and goes down. And you should feel the stretch through that left side of your neck. Go for 3 more little nods up and down with the nose. And then gently bring your head back to the center, hands back to your lap, and we're going to move into all fours, so onto your hands and knees. Get your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders with the fingers spread, so you have a nice big wide base of support. We're going to focus on our neck movement for this cat-cow exercise. So think about where your eyes are looking. So you're going to start off with your eyes or your gaze looking down between your hands. And then as you inhale, move your gaze towards the front of the mat and then move it along the floor until it goes up the wall in front of you, as if you're trying to look up towards the ceiling, and you mightn't get that far, and that's fine. And then pull your gaze down the wall until it gets to the floor, it comes back to your mat, and you're looking in between your knees. So your mind is focused on where your eyes are looking or your gaze. And that'll just get your neck moving nicely in your cat-cow. So moving in sync with your own breath, inhale to lift the gaze, look up towards the ceiling. Your tummy drops down. And then exhale as you pull your gaze back until it's looking between your knees. Your back arches up towards the ceiling. And going for 2 more in sync with your own breathing pattern. And last round. From here, we're going to go for a little twist. So all your weight's going to be in that left arm. Make sure you're comfortable with that. Otherwise, you can stick with the cat-cow. And then take your right arm off and thread it through. So you're reaching it through all the way over to the left edge of the mat. And allow your right shoulder to rest down and your head to rest down. And you're here for 3 breaths, and you should feel an opening up or a stretch around the right shoulder blade, right upper back. As you breathe in, you'll feel more of a stretch in that right upper back. And as you breathe out, think about your body resting into the ground. Last breath cycle here. And then you're going to press into that left hand, come all the way up. You're going to inhale into your cat and exhale into your cow, or arch your spine towards the ceiling. And 1 more round in sync with your breath. And then all the weight's going to go into that right arm, and you're going to take the left arm palm facing up and reach it all the way through to the right side of the mat. Rest your weight onto that left shoulder, rest your head onto the ground, and you're here for 3 breaths. Breathing in nice and deep, and you'll feel a stretch in the left side of the rib cage, left side of the upper back when you take a nice deep breath in. 2 more breath cycles here. And then press into that right hand. We're going to move our hands forward slightly when we come back this time. We're going to bring ourselves into a plank position. Now see if you can think of your spine as one connected line. So imagine a line from your tailbone all the way through to the crown of your head. And think about length through the crown of the head. So check and see if you're craning your head up and squishing the back of the neck. Or can you tuck your chin slightly and think about your head almost being drawn away from your shoulders. Hold your plank here for 2 or 3 breaths. Feel your shoulder blades move down your back to stop your neck muscles working to support you, and really press into all 10 fingers in the hands. And then keep your elbows wrapped in nice and close to your side and lower down real slow onto your tummy. Let the legs relax. Slide your arms forward so that your elbows are under your shoulders and you're propped up on your forearms. And again here, it's often that we kind of lift the head a little bit too much. So if you can imagine a string from the top of your head, the crown of your head, pulling your head away from your shoulders. So you're creating space in the neck. Your chin will tuck slightly as you do that. And you're just here for 3 breath cycles, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. Shoulders staying away from the ears and the head being drawn gently away from the shoulders. Then slide the hands under your shoulders. Knees can be together or apart if you prefer. We're going to press back into a child's pose and rest your forehead onto the ground. If it's too hard with your knees together, move your knees apart. Have your hands reaching forward gently, so not a big stretch. And then from here, we're going to loosen up the top of the neck. Feel all the weight into your forehead and just rock your forehead from left to right. We're going to be here for 6 or 7 more rocks. And this really helps to free out your upper cervical spine, so the upper part of your neck. And then come back up onto all fours. And we're going to run through that round just one more time. So as you inhale, lift your head and your tail. And as you exhale, move the gaze all the way back between your knees. Then come into a nice neutral spine and take your right hand off and reach it through to the left edge of the mat. Rest onto your right shoulder and your head. And you're here for just 2 breath cycles, in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. Press into the left hand. Come all the way back up onto all fours. And this time, inhale, lift your gaze all the way up. Tailbone lifts. And then bring the gaze all the way back so you're looking between your knees. Come back to a nice neutral spine and then pick the left hand up, reach it all the way through to the right edge of the mat and rest yourself onto your left shoulder and your head rests on the mat as well. 2 breath cycles here. Press into the right hand. Come all the way up, walk the hands forward slightly, and then press your hips forward so you come into a nice little modified plank so the knees stay down. Think about length through the back of the neck, or imagine your head being drawn gently away from your shoulders. Pull your shoulder blades down and away from your ears, and then wrap those elbows in real tight to your waist and lower yourself down nice and slow. Slide the forearms forward until your elbows are just under your shoulders, and then lift your chest up. Again, think about the head being drawn gently away from the shoulders and the shoulder blades resting down, not lifting up around the ears. And you're here for 2 breath cycles. Bring the hands under the shoulders, press back into your child's pose, knees wide if you're feeling a little tight. Rest your forehead onto the mat, and if it feels comfortable, rock from left to right on that forehead. Just doing as much of a movement as is comfortable for you. It shouldn't be painful. It should feel really relaxed, this movement. And to finish this practice, we're going to do a little bit of a body scan at the end. So oftentimes we can feel the tension in our neck, but it can actually be all over. So sometimes just doing a little body scan throughout the whole body can really help relieve neck pain. So you're going to come into a comfortable lying position, and we're going to do a nice short body scan here. So your legs are long, put a pillow under your knees if you need to, or bend your knees up. And we're going to lie with our palms face up and our arms relaxed out to the side slightly. And also, if your legs are straight, allow them to flop out to the side a little bit. So toes should point out, they're not held bolt upright. And then we're going to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that, otherwise keep your gaze quite soft towards the ceiling. Bring your attention to your feet first. And we're going to scrunch up all our toes and create tension in our feet. And then let the tension go. Bring your focus to your knees and your thighs, and you're going to push the back of the knee down into the floor, like you're really trying to straighten your leg out. Feel the tension in the front of the thigh, and then let it go. Bringing your attention up to the back of your hips and your pelvis. You're going to squeeze your butt muscles real tight and feel the tension at the back of the pelvis. And then let them consciously turn off and soften and allow your pelvis to rest into the floor. Moving up to your lower back, you're going to push your lower back down into the mat, arch your lower back away from the mat, feel the tension in those back muscles, and then let it go. And just let your back rest where it wants to. Moving up to the shoulder blades. Can you pinch your shoulder blades towards your spine? You'll feel those ribs flare and the chest lift up and away. And then allow all the muscles around those shoulder blades to turn off and allow your back to just rest into the mat. Bringing your attention to your hands, can you squeeze your hands into really tight fists? And then let the tension go and let the hands just rest onto the ground. Almost there. We're going to slide the shoulders up towards our ears. Feel that tension in those neck muscles. And then let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Coming to the jaw. Can you really clench your teeth together and create tension around the jaw? And then let it go. So let your teeth part slightly and allow your tongue to rest on the roof of your mouth. And then finally, can you scrunch up your forehead real tight or raise your eyebrows up towards the top of your forehead? And then let tension in the forehead go. And now that we've gone through the whole body, just bring your attention back to your breathing. Breathing in through your nose, down deep into your belly. And breathing out through your nose or mouth. Every time you breathe in, focus on that sensation of the belly and lower ribcage expanding. And every time you breathe out, focus on your body resting into the ground. 3 more breath cycles here, or of course you can stay for longer if you wish. And I'm going to finish the practice there. Feel free to just turn off the video and continue with your breathing practice if you wish to do it for a little bit longer.